One America's Stephanie Myers has the details.
Congress issued its first veto override of Obama's presidency in September by passing the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act. The legislation allows families who lost a loved one in the 9/11 attacks to sue Saudi Arabia. But Senators John McCain and Lindsey Graham are now voicing their skepticism over the bill. The two Republican lawmakers are proposing an amendment to ensure lawsuits can be brought against countries that knowingly engage in the financing or sponsorship of terrorism. On Wednesday, McCain and Graham took the issue to the Senate floor, arguing the amendment is necessary.
We know that some of those who committed the attacks of 9/11 were Saudi citizens. But that does not necessarily mean, then, that the Saudi government is responsible for the actions of terrorists. And unfortunately, this legislation does not define that.
The Arizona senator gave the example of Libya, saying the country's government is not responsible for acts of terror committed by a terrorist organization. Graham also expressed concerns, claiming that if the bill is not fixed, then Americans would be subject to lawsuits and potential imprisonment abroad.
If we don't make this change, here's what I fear. That other countries will pass laws like this, and they will say that the United States is liable for engaging in drone attacks or other activity in the war on terror, and haul us into court as a nation, and haul the people that we give the responsibility to defend the nation into foreign courts.
But Terry Strada, who lost her husband in the terror attacks and now serves as the national chair of the 9/11 Families and Survivors United for Justice Against Terrorism, slammed Graham and McCain for the proposal. She says the two senators are seeking to torpedo the law by making changes demanded by Saudi Arabia's lobbyists. Other 9/11 families issued a statement arguing the senators are proposing to add a specific jurisdictional defense that Saudi Arabia has been relying on. In addition, Texas Senator John Cornyn, one of the main sponsors of the bill, along with New York Senator Chuck Schumer, believes that there won't be enough time to change the bill, since it had an overwhelming amount of support from both sides of the aisle. McCain and Graham hope to amend the changes through Congress, but right now they're focused on damage control, ensuring supporters of the act they are not trying to prevent 9/11 families from suing. However, if they are unsuccessful during the next congressional meeting, Graham said they would introduce legislation next year. Stephanie Myers, One America News.